Since there isn't much going on right now aside from the Street Fighter 6 release, I figured I would use this time to show you guys how I train. Reason being is I have very clear deficiencies that I need to get better, including reactions to drive impact and anti-airs. So I figured why don't I show you guys in like the next 2 hours or so how I run those drills. So let's get into it, shall we? The way I like doing things is with 15-minute drills, because you can pay attention and you can be extremely focused for those 15 minutes, and then you take a little break, let your brain rest, let everything that just happened process, right? And then after like a couple of minutes of letting everything process and letting your attention span recover, if you will, get at it again. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with drive impact reaction. So luckily the game already sets everything up for us in a way. We'll do drive impact defense practice. Since I've already been doing these off stream, I'll just turn everything on. What I would start with is just the jump and drive impact. I would start with something legit just like this, right? And you just do this over and over again so that you can train. And what I'm doing as well is I'm training a different input, right? So I'm hitting everything with my ring finger. Instead of moving my thumb and my index finger over, I'm just hitting everything with my ring finger. And that gives me a way better reaction than if I was to try to move my hand. And then once you're comfortable with that, you go ahead and start adding more of these. And like this, you're really training your reflexes, right? You're teaching your body how to react. You're learning the muscle memory for when you see the giant red flash of doom. Drive impact startup is 26 frames. It seems like it's all around, right? Everybody gets a 26 frame drive impact, which makes sense. Let's go ahead and start this countdown. The countdown is going to, on the screen, you see the countdown over there on the bottom left. What that'll do is that'll count down to 15 minutes. So I will do this for 15 minutes without breaking concentration, and we can talk about it. He's going to drive rush at me. He's going to drive impact. He's going to just jab. It's just getting into the zen of it. It's a very easy exercise. You just got to react to a couple of things. This is how people, quote unquote, get good reactions. Is you train like this, like every day. First thing you get on, 15 minutes. The weird thing about me is like whenever I concentrate this hard, for whatever reason, I start to sweat. And I hate it. And it's always been a thing even when I was a musician. I'm going to try to do a full confirm when he does the drive rush. There we go. Sick. Because that'll help. Like, that's adding stuff onto what we're already doing, which just makes it all that more efficient. Since we're starting to get the reactions down here. And that'll get us closer to how we need to approach things mentally. Jesus Christ. That scared the shit out of me. All right, that was the 15 minutes. So now we can chill and really think about what was happening, right? This is the discussion portion of it. One of my old teachers used to swear by this, where he would practice for an hour and then play Grand Theft Auto for an hour. And he got so good at playing Grand Theft Auto because he would play it so much when he was practicing. And he's one of the best trumpet players I know. Now we reassess, or like we self-assess, I think is the best way of saying it. So I got most of them. I was starting to feel pretty good. There were moments where if I was specifically looking, there are moments where I'm still catching myself guessing, right, instead of reacting. Because of that, I think we would benefit from doing this one more time. So let's do this up one more time. One more 15-minute drill here, and then we'll move on to something else. Ah, shit, I forgot to turn on the thing.
15 minutes later.
Okay, I'm feeling a lot better about this now. So now we're going to switch up to the second drill that I wanted to do, which was anti-airs. Luckily, they also have a simple setting for this too, anti-air practice. And if you were trying to figure out what anti-airs and what doesn't, you would turn all these off except for number one. We're trying to practice our reactions to anti-airs. So I'm turning all of these on because I've already gone through this a little bit. So here we go. Let us begin. Already fucked it up. There you go. also have this option. Actually, I want to try that option. Let's see. Oh, it do work. Huh. It doesn't always work. Oh, 8 frames for the EX. So maybe spending the meter there is not a bad idea. Actually, I think I can even do a better follow-up. Hold up. Oh, okay, so that is possible, but I do have to spend the meter for it. Interesting. That was a little tough. That was tough to keep going on. Just because I was feeling my focus drifting away. My eyes were getting heavy. I was getting sleepy. That was tough. And I know, like I said before, this isn't necessarily the most exciting thing, but running these drills is the meat and potatoes or the vegetables, whatever you want to call it. And you saw, I'm struggling with jump-ins. I'm really struggling with jump-ins. In doing these drills, what we're doing is we're teaching an instinctive reaction. And we do this here because when we go into a fight, when we go into a match, we're thinking about so much other stuff. We're thinking about meter management. We're thinking about like where we are on the stage. And most importantly, we're focusing on our opponent. So training these instinctive reactions or muscle memory is what's going to really help us, because at the end of the day, all we have to do is react. One more 15-minute drill, and then we'll do like the final checkup, and we'll play a couple of ranked matches, and then we'll call it a day. Already fucked it up.
15 minutes later.
So here's what I do for putting it all together. This is the part where we've worked on DIs, we've worked on anti-airs. Now we need to mesh those two together. There is unfortunately no single or a simple setup for this. So what I like to do actually is I will set the dummy to CPU and level 7. Level 7 is when the dummy does the most DIs and jump-ins. And they also do a lot of drive rush, but they do more drive rushing in level 8. And now we're expecting everything, right? We're expecting jump-ins, we're expecting DIs, we're expecting him actually attacking us. So this is a really good way of putting it all together. Me not being able to get all this down is, I think, a product of me not spending enough time doing it. Okay. The good news is this is also getting rid of a bad habit of me parrying, anti-air parrying. Something that I learned that is, I think, the hardest concept to understand as far as like improvement and training and all that is progress is not linear by any means.